Yo, 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 yo. What's good, LL Nation? Let me make sure.
Well,
Man, we wish this For the Culture Friday could be a more upbeat show. But we're going to try to lift your spirits for about the next 30 to 40 minutes. Busy weekend for the both of us. This dude, the original Lucky Lefty himself, Malik Zaire, is getting ready to welcome the best arms in the nation out to LA, getting ready
That's
for
right.
the Elite 11 to invade California.
That's right.
Yes, sir. And I'm going crazy because this weekend is bananas for me. Weddings, and receptions, and banquets, and all types of goings on. Have to go check out my pops as soon as the show is done. No, I actually have to do a hit on another show and then go see my pops. So it's just, man, it's a crazy weekend. Hope everybody gets a chance to spend it different.
It's definitely a funky Friday, that's for sure.
Definitely. Onora Whiskey, OnoraWhiskey.com, that premium American whiskey, OnoraWhiskey.com. And if you drink, make sure that you drink responsibly. I spent the last 15 minutes prior to the show having discussions with my wife and daughter about the political goings on today, man.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. So, and then the news. Actually, I found out about the JP news not too long after we did our show yesterday.
And shout out Javen Ivey, by the way.
Yeah,
Top 5 pick.
I'm definitely getting to them. Him and Blake Wesley.
And Blake Wesley. Yeah, went to two good teams.
Two South Bend dudes making it into the first round of the NBA. I like where both of them went. Congratulations. Last night was a tremendous shout out to the WNBA as well. There's a lot of guys drafted in the first round had sisters that played in the WNBA. Jaden getting to the WNBA, he pretty much admitted that his games were patterned after the girls that he played with at Notre Dame. So it was a good look for the WNBA last night. It really was.
Very good look.
Good look and the impact that they can have on young people. So I would like to say this, bro. Unfortunately, and we'll get to this in the petty train, Timberland and Swiss Beats might have to shut Versus down, bro.
You didn't like the Mario?
They might have to shut it down. Because I'm gonna have to put a few people on the petty train, bro. Yeah. Just a few people.
Just a few.
Yeah, they're gonna have to hit the petty train. But before we get started, I want to big you up, bro. Give you your flowers. It was confirmed late last night or last evening that your information was indeed true. And I want to give you a tip of the cap for being one of the best sources in college football about what's going on.
That's right.
And I'm going to leave it at that. And
best journalism skills on the Lucky Lefty podcast. We bringing it to you right here. Me and SD2 Mike.
Yep. We'll just leave it at that. You were right all along, bro. Lucky Lefty podcast. Let's get to it. Jadarian Price. You know why this happened, right?
What?
It's your fault. If you had taken the trade at the end of the draft, Jadarian Price to me, he would be okay.
He'll be okay.
He would be okay. It's your fault, my man. It was your fault. If you guys missed yesterday's show, we had the first pre-fall camp, Lucky Lefty, Notre Dame draft.
And it should have been the spring game. It should have been the spring game roster the way we called it.
I tried to get Jadarian Price in a trade after everything was done, and I would have done a better job protecting.
Yeah.
The GC, I would have sent up some prayers for him. See, you're not right, bro. You're not right. You should have gave him to me. I would have sent up some prayers for him, and he would have been just fine.
Okay.
See?
Okay.
Thank you. He's stingy, bro. He's stingy. But no.
Hey, we got those playmakers out there, man.
Right now, we don't know. Logan Diggs is supposed to be ready to go. Coming back from his shoulder surgery. Audric Estime, Chris Tyree. Jabron Payne now gets pushed to the forefront. You know, we'll see. We'll see. But you know, at Notre Dame, as long as that offensive line is doing what it's supposed to do, we can find guys that can run.
Yeah, we can plug and play at that point.
Yeah, you can find guys that can run. You can find guys that can run. Super chat already. I missed a couple yesterday, so I don't want to do that today. Honestly, I don't know what the plan is. Yeah, I would assume, we know what the plan is, but for the sake of not
being messy,
ruffling feathers and getting everybody upset, we're cool. When everything plays out, you'll get your flowers, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. When everything plays out and everybody's like, oh, well. So,
just a lot of significant things that happen in recruitment, man. And for a guy like Marcus Freeman, you want to see him on a smooth sailing ship into the season. And so the recruiting blunders that are going to happen are just the cost of what it takes to run the program, how we trying to get it to, and that's elite.
LL Nation teasing me like that girl at last call. No, man. It's just a lot of people out there that, like Jay said, you pray and pray on my downfall, but every time I fall, I bounce up like round ball. That's all. They thought 2 shows is really going to devastate us. Right? Cats upset.
This is crazy. They upset.
Other people trying to feed information inside the building.
Yeah, it's always the information feeders that get things messy.
This is funny. We just talked about this. Josh Buffo, the motivational business bank. You see his question, bro?
See, I told you the GC shirt coming soon. I already had the mock-up, the plan for it. The GC shirt is going to be hot on the Lucky Lefty merch.
Baby. This is all Malik's baby.
Yes, it is. I care about this shirt. That GC, baby, that GC is going to be hard. Stay tuned.
Oh boy. Oh man. Look, man. I don't know how you recover, man, because this kid was going to be very instrumental in situational football, special teams. He might have been one of the 2 back there for the kickoff. So, yeah. I understand if Notre Dame fans are feeling a certain way today. I understand.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, it's not something you can just be like, oh well, we'll be straight. He's an incoming freshman, like,
And that's a future right there.
It wasn't that he had to play.
Mm-mm.
And don't get it twisted. It wasn't that he had to play. He had just, you wanted to put him on the field. He had proven in spring ball that he can make an impact, earned his stripes, and man, there it is. There it is. So I will say this. Logan Diggs and Audric Estime they've been chirping.
They've been chirping
all spring and all summer.
Yeah,
They've been chirping.
they've been talking. I mean, talking big, but the whole team been talking big.
Yeah.
We got Audric saying he's finna win this and that, and then the team saying they finna win a trophy. I mean, it's the most, it's probably the most we've ever talked in the media because before we wasn't really. I'm not gonna say wasn't allowed to, but
I'll say it.
it wasn't the theme of what we were going in there with. We wasn't going in there with the talking points like, yeah, we finna talk about these championships. That was me. I feel like I was the only one while I was there just saying the real in these interviews, and so I think it's just so funny to see how much it's just 1 year has changed. One off season has changed the whole team's mindset. They're all talking like, yeah, we finna win this thing. That's why I came back. Boston came back for it. The belief in the team is, you would have thought this is a whole nother squad. 80% of the team is still the same.
Facts.
Like, you would have thought Marcus Freeman just joined a whole new Notre Dame. No, these are the same guys primarily. These ain't even his class yet, and they talking totally different. So, look, I don't have a problem with it as long as we go out there.
It makes you feel like Brian Kelly was Debo. You know what I mean? Like, when he was around, nobody wanted to talk. As soon as he left,
it was just because you knew he would always try to make you feel like you was doing it to be bigger than him. And it's like, no, it's like we boosting the team, but it can never be bigger than him. With Marcus Freeman, he like, man, I'm trying to take advantage of all these good things going around.
Yeah.
There's a difference between I'm using things sparingly and I'm holding on to things as opposed to there's everything here and we want to try to use everything to the most of our ability.
Yeah.
And that's Marcus Freeman. So what we're seeing is just, like we said, this is what the highest level of Notre Dame football looks like. Flying everywhere across the country, offering kids in other people's territory, getting the class committed before the start of the next season. I mean, this is what the extent of all the resources used to the max, what it can look like in Notre Dame football, which is the intimidating perception that we need. Mm-hmm. If Notre Dame knocks on your door, you a real elite college football player. That's it. That's how you want to be looking at it. If you are called on the phone by Notre Dame, it's something where Notre Dame's automatic top 5 of your choices. There's no more calling Jack Combs. I'm sorry. We're not calling Jack no more. That was a one-time gig. It worked out great. But 4 and 5 stars is all we calling. Or we should be calling.
Go hard at Jack Combs like he didn't.
No, Jack did great.
Yeah.
Jack did great. But Jack, like we talked about, he wasn't Brandon Joseph height coming out of transfer portal. People was like, oh, we transitioning with Jack. This is cool. We'll survive with that. And that's what we can't have. We don't want to have guys we can survive with.
Yeah.
We don't want to have guys that can get us across the river, take us through the middle pass. We don't want that. We don't want a guy that can get us to the.
You tip your cap to him, though.
And I tip my cap to him because he didn't mark up my car. He didn't mark up the car.
He covered up the ills of that staff in that position room the previous 2 years from a recruiting standpoint. I don't care what you say about him. If it had been left up to TB and TB alone, it Drew Pine last year.
But that's their fault. That's
absolutely.
Not. That's
absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
whole season
Yeah,
compared to Jack.
they lose at least 2 more games. They lose their Virginia Tech game for sure.
You think so? Tyler came in and had it going.
And then he gave the lead back with a pick 6 and turnovers, and they were up 8.
But a prime example. That's where you put that man Drew Pine in. See, this is where I think they're thinking. We're riding TB.
I don't. That's just a difference of opinion. That's all. That's all.
So you don't think Drew Pine could have got in that last
both
drive?
things can be true. You do realize a relationship can be mutually beneficial for both parties. You do realize that, right?
I'm trying to make a case.
It doesn't always have to be.
The difference between Drew and Jack is height. It's height. Because what Drew showed in Wisconsin is no different than what Jack could have pulled off at Wisconsin. So Drew in that Virginia Tech situation, last drive, you the people's champ. I'm not saying he couldn't do it. Now I'm saying that Drew can't drive the ship the whole way there. He ain't the master navigator like that. But if you need somebody to park that thing in there without scratching up the boat,
yeah,
Drew Pine's your guy. But if you need somebody to get through troubled waters, you got TV. You got TV.
You got that GC talk, I see.
Yeah.
Troubled waters. Lucky Lefty podcast. Yo, man, we love talking college football, Notre Dame football so much. So, yeah, that's the update. Once again, we said it yesterday, more than likely, it's a great chance that 2024 tight end out of Charlotte Catholic, Jack Larsen, 4-star, is going to be committing to Notre Dame later on this afternoon. I would pretty much bet my house on it. Oh, by the way, who did I tell you yesterday should be the number 1 pick in the draft, bro?
No, Paulo, yeah, for sure.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I know basketball minds. I'm like, look, this is the dude. But I want to get back to Jack Larsen, Cam Williams on the 29th. More than likely, he makes his pledge to Notre Dame. 2 pretty big. Emilio Agard, 5-star defensive back, is on campus today. Georgia linebacker Sammy Brown was on campus yesterday, along with 24 wide receiver out of St. Louis, Ryan Wingo. Fam, this 24 class, and I tweeted it out last week, and people were like, huh? I'm like, yo, this 24 class might be all-time epic.
All time?
It might be all-time epic. It just might be all-time epic. They are doing a fantastic job. And it's the top guys. Like we're talking about Sammy Brown, top 5 linebacker in the country. Ryan Wingo, number 1 wide receiver in the country. CJ Carr, top 3 quarterback in the country. Jack Larsen, I think, is ranked kind of like 200 nationally, but he's super athletic. Cam Williams is like top 100. Yeah, they're building. Emilio Agard is top 50, if I'm not mistaken. He's on campus. Yeah, the 24 class, man, is just the fact that they might end up with 5 to 6 commitments going into camp is actually crazy because the dead period is coming. And for them to get everything like that locked up before the dead period is absolutely amazing.
No, yeah, I think it's just credit to Marcus Freeman, man, coming in with a plan. You know, he didn't come in as a surprise guest on a show. He came in with a plan before he was picked. He must have knew it was coming, and he executed. You know, so you can get behind that. You know, you can get behind a guy that has the confidence to come in a In my opinion, a sticky situation because it's not too
Yeah,
many ways you can go.
yeah,
You coming in and they only telling you got to win a championship.
yeah,
It ain't no come in and win a conference and beat the rivals and build up the class. It's like, unfortunately, your first year you got to be almost damn near getting there,
yeah,
if not getting there. And they're never going to tell you that, but we know.
yeah.
We we know on this podcast, me and you speaking right now, that the leash is not it's very short. Because if it wasn't for the circumstances, we don't know if Marcus Freeman would be there if we had a whole off season to go through a coaching carousel.
Yeah,
So good and bad, we do think the right moves were made because of how the situation turned out.
yeah,
But we also are not foolish to think that Marcus Freeman thinks he has a Brian Kelly tenure waiting
right,
on him if he don't win his first year.
right. And dude, 5 to 6 commits in 24 and like 22 commits in 23.
That's serious.
That's the projection. That's bananas. Like you just got the job and you just got the job in December, fam. Like,
how fast are you establishing these relationships? I mean, good grief.
yo,
You getting kids signing the dotted line early. I mean, just to think to pull a 5-star quarterback 2 years early as a first-year head coach, a
mhm.
class ahead, that doesn't even happen. That doesn't even happen. Trevor Lawrence committed to Dabo his senior year. You see what I'm saying? Now, I don't
Yeah,
know if CJ's Trevor, but,
yeah.
to pull off a 5-star QB a year and a half early and to the point where he damn near might reclassify to get there early.
I mean, my man was on campus. He drove down to campus yesterday, bro, to go to dinner with Ryan Wingo and Sammy Brown. I mean,
Oh, yeah. They literally must have given the man the keys. They had to. Because he got part-time on staff. How are you going to be a part of the recruiting and you the recruit?
man,
You recruiting 23 like you finna be. Man,
my man at dinner every night. Like,
I would love to get that recording of that conversation. They must have told him, man, we'll put you on top of the dome. You see that little Mary standing on top of the golden dome? We'll take that off for you. Because what in the hell?
these comments are the comments of Malik Zaire and Malik Zaire alone. This is his platform as well. He is more than welcome to share his point of view on how things are played out.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Because right now there's no talk of getting somebody outside of Dante. I haven't heard nothing on that.
I mean,
They're just kind of like
flip season, right? They become sharks in the fall. They go flipping.
But that's the thing.
And
We're not looking for disgruntled quarterbacks out there. We don't need no disgruntled guy. We don't need no guy that want to get back at his team. They go get over with us. Like, no, we're not a rebound chick.
Well, good.
But we act like it. We damn near act like it.
Look, man. Rob Tidoff makes a good point. Thank you, Rob, for tapping in. Recruiting looks good, but they have to close, though. I mean, that's no different than Alabama, Georgia. That goes without saying. You got to
closing with no money's hard now. We close with no money.
I would much rather have them and have to keep them than to be trying to get them in November and December.
Yeah. Retention is easier than
heck yeah.
Than trying to play the field with you.
Flip and beating Bama in November and December is totally different than beating Bama in April, May.
Yeah, when Sam Houston plays them.
Right. It's totally different. If you can jump out early, make that impression, and get that commitment, by all means, do it. Anthony Solomon, man, everybody is funny tonight, man. Or funny this morning. If we buy a GC shirt, are we official members in the club?
Hey, I'm telling you, that GC shirt, we have to put that out ASAP because
hey, man, we can't get to
good
the
Christian, man.
You can't get to the pearly gates and show the GC shirt. I'm sorry. I don't know if that's gonna work for you. I don't know if that's gonna work.
Why not? Why not? Look, if it's a gate, that means it can be hopped over. You never know.
Oh man, that's funny. Oh man, Lucky Lefty podcast. Yo, it's crazy. It's crazy. No, he does it. Everybody does everything differently, right?
Yeah.
So this is the crazy thing. Everything that is being done as far as recruiting was being done without being in the public. You know this for a fact. I know this for a fact. So that's something that you can't, and that's why it makes the situation mind-boggling, right? Because as fans and sometimes as media, it's certain things that we don't know. Certain things we do have knowledge of, and then there's certain things we don't know. So the way all of this is played out, it's gonna be one for the history books, bro.
Yeah, it's just gonna be one
for the history books.
Because we're gonna laugh about this in 3 years when CJ plays Dante
we'll laugh
for the
about it,
championship.
but the way he's handled things, like the way he was bombarded about the other young man out in Vegas, the way he handled that was superb. Superb. And you know,
I mean, I guess I'm wanting him to tell the truth. You know, we need like the MLB got beef, you know, and I think that
he wasn't going to do that. He definitely wasn't going to do that. And they're going to bombard him with the same questions when he makes his decision.
If he don't go to Notre Dame, they're gonna be like, "Oh, you scared of CJ?"
You already know. You already know the line of questioning that's coming up, and it's just unfortunate for both young men, right? Because that crap is going to follow.
It's gonna follow whoever didn't decide first. It ain't gonna follow CJ because CJ like he thinking, man, we win a national championship.
Yeah, but that's going to be everybody's going to follow their careers and compare.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted. That's going to be it. I'm glad we that's a perfect transition. I really thought about something. And you know, the Mannings don't give a darn about a national championship. Do you realize that?
No.
I looked at that and I said, you know what? The Mannings are about going to a place where they can be developed by a great offensive mind and play caller. Because both Eli and Peyton did that. Heck, Eli did it. He went to follow Cutcliffe to Miss Ole Miss when Ole Miss was mid as hell. Peyton gets credit for elevating Tennessee football. I don't know if that's accurate, but he gets the credit.
T. Martin needs the credit, but we move on.
Eli definitely gets the credit for elevating Ole Miss football. Now,
who was Ole Miss?
Now with Texas coming off a 5-7 season, Arch Manning is definitely going to get the credit for elevating Texas football. And they don't have to win a championship. All they have to do is get the 9 or 10 wins. That's all they have to do.
Oh yeah, they don't have to win
to a bowl game. The Mannings don't give a darn about winning a national championship. None. I don't know. Arch Manning could have walked right into Alabama and Georgia.
Well, Texas is
about winning championships.
Texas is going to the SEC by the time we get there, though. So
that's cool. They're not winning a darn thing.
We'll see. They spending a lot of money over there too to get that team right.
Nah. Nope. 3 years, good stats, elevate the program, number 1 pick. It's going to be the same thing as his uncles. The same game plan.
Yeah.
Same game plan. Alabama and Georgia never had a chance keeping it above.
No.
Not with defensive coaches. Didn't fall in
No.
line with the Manning program.
Yeah. You need an offensive coach. I'm surprised they didn't think Lane Kiffin.
Yeah.
After what they just saw they
Yeah.
did with Matt Corral over there, I'm surprised they wasn't thinking Ole Miss.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm surprised they weren't thinking Notre Dame. It just shows more of why top 5 quarterbacks don't trust Notre Dame. You had Peyton and Eli in varsity jackets, and they didn't even go.
Notre Dame does not have the head coach that's a play caller and a developer of quarterbacks.
What you mean? You got Tommy Rees.
Once again, Notre
Dame NFL recruit guru. What do you mean?
Everything I said. They want a head coach that calls the plays just like Eli and Peyton had.
Technically, Tommy is the head coach of offense.
It's the same man. You are really trying to build a case for that dude Arch Manning to be at Notre Dame. You are reaching
but listen though,
right now.
He don't got no competition. He'll start day one. On top of that, it's Notre Dame. Manning, Notre Dame, you talk about pushing the narrative.
Bro, they are not trying
to move heaven and earth.
They are not trying to go somewhere where the brand is bigger than their name.
Well, you go to Texas?
Texas brand is sullied right now, fam. Are you serious?
Man, it's still Texas football, man.
It is. It absolutely is.
That's like saying the Cowboys.
It is. But if he came to Notre Dame, Arch Manning would not get credit for bringing Notre Dame back to life.
No, Arch Manning would have the expectation of winning, and he don't want that.
No, none of them wanted that expectation. None. Like Peyton Manning got in his freshman year because Clausen got hurt.
Yeah.
Period.
But this is the sad part about college football because they're going to make Arch Manning.
They have their own TV network. Nobody respects Texas football right now. Who? Tell me another top program that respects Texas football. Like, we got Texas.
It don't matter. Texas got the money. Texas got the legacy.
You're my point. The brand is down, and Arch is going to get credit for resurrecting the brand.
That's Quint Ewers. Quint Ewers is going to get the credit.
Okay.
You say they go? You think they're going to put Manning over Ewers?
I think he outplays him. I think he ends up starting midway through the season.
Let's just be honest now.
I'm just
Arch Manning isn't that good. I don't know where everybody been watching and saying this the best. If anybody's watched his tape, you'll be like, "Oh, this is an average dude." He's not spectacular in any field physically. Number one, number two, he don't even do camps. So where are y'all getting all this? He's so sweet from. He don't even do camps.
Wait a minute.
So where are y'all getting this? He's the future, other than his last name, which I say it's a shame for college football to push a narrative on a kid that ain't that good.
Because they're all about the NFL. They don't give a darn about college football. They don't give a darn about college football. It's evident. They don't care about winning a national championship. They don't care.
No, they don't care.
They don't care.
They don't care.
They don't. And I'm not mad at them. They leverage their name to get what they want. And I'm not mad at them.
80% of people that are excited hasn't even seen this kid play. That's a shame. That's a shame. And we talk about seeing his huddle, see him at highlights from the 7. He don't even do none of that stuff. So, I mean, I feel like Bon Jovi should have been the same type of recruit. Bon Jovi didn't do no camps. He ain't had no great tape, but he was on day one on that line with me with Notre Dame. When it came to that summer fall camp, he in my line, my stretch line, so we know what it is.
Lucky left.
I think Quint Ewers is a better quarterback, though. That's what I'm saying. You went to Texas. Quint Ewers is supposed to be the future.
Wait a minute. So we discussed the other situation, and you were talking about a discussion had to take place, right? You don't
Don't
think?
tell me.
You don't think? You don't think
The discussion
the three
different though.
man?
See, that's a
You don't
different
think the
discussion.
3 man is cornered that cat Sark? Like, hey, look here. If we send him down here now, I don't give a darn who's here. Come on. You know darn well what discussion was that.
You think they got the pool like that at Texas?
Fam, look, man. You don't understand. The Mannings have a pretty powerful brand in football.
For sure.
Period.
For sure.
So,
for sure.
Look, Michael Mayer.
Man, you gonna wreck that Texas class because
Yes.
Quinn's really good for real.
Yes.
So you only giving him a year, and then he got to transfer. Jeez.
I hope he doesn't have to transfer again.
He gonna have to. He's going to have to. He can't sit in the room long with Manning for it. It'll be so messed up because it'll just happen. He'll be looking around, and next thing you know, boop, you bopped over your head. You ain't never playing again.
Well,
so
I'll tell you this: Michael Mayer is one person that we don't have to worry about leaving until the season is over. Like everybody, this is your last 12 appearances of Michael Mayer.
Yeah, straight up. Get the most out of Michael Mayer.
Like, don't miss one outing, not one game, not one moment.
That's why he got to get 10 to 12 catches, at least attempts or targets or something, because we can't waste another season.
Now, wait a minute. Do you force feed him early? See, because at some point, good teams that they face are going to try and take him away.
Yeah, right. But we got Tommy Reese. Tommy Reese has always put Michael Mayer in a solid position to be.
You know what? You are a crazy contradiction today, dude.
How?
Today you told me not to give this man a clean slate.
We not.
Today you trumping Tommy Reese like we got Tommy Reese.
I'm building up the expectation that we're not about to act like this is a Marcus Freeman driven offense. That's all I'm saying. We're not finna act like, oh, if things don't start going right and the quarterback not looking elite, this and that. We're not about to be like Marcus Freeman should have did X, Y, Z, Dante, get a quarterback coach. No. We got Tommy, the secret weapon.
He's a secret weapon now. That's a secret weapon. That's a secret weapon.
We're not letting it slide. I'm not letting it slide.
Wait a minute. That is the secret weapon. Okay, man.
So this is where we at with it.
It's Friday. It's definitely Friday.
All answers are answered already. We got Tommy. We got the quarterback coach, the caller, the guy the NFL wants, the QB master developer, and recruiter, all in one. So when the hammer has to fall, it falls on the same person we're giving all the credit to. Marcus Freeman, the bystander, because technically, he didn't do all of that. Technically, he's the head coach, but the head coach of defense. All I'm saying.
Man, you are funny, man.
It's true.
Yeah, one of your altar grass is on you, dude.
No, it's serious though. I'm just saying we're building the expectation of there is no excuses. That's all. So yes, when we talk about,
this is my question. Don't you have to utilize the fact that you anticipate teams trying to double and take Michael Mayer away?
Yes.
Don't you have to use that to your advantage? Like, is it really Michael Mayer getting more receptions and getting more yards that's going to tell us that he's taking the next step? Because he can be more efficient. Like, because right now he's at 11 yards per reception. If he gets up to 14, 15 with more touchdowns and less drop passes,
He did have some drops. He did have some drops last
especially
year.
in the red zone.
He did have some drops.
Now, I think a lot of people might be looking for him to get up to, I think last year he had 71 receptions for about 800.
A Michael Mayer productive
I'm not
season,
looking at
though.
the stats right now. But I
A
mean,
Michael Mayer productive season is at around 90 to 100 catches. That's being the primary bona fide best player on the offense. Because one, he has the ability to do that. He can give you about 90 to 100 catches in a year if we're focused on giving him the ball. It's the same as for the Georgia tight end. He was doubled and tripled all season. He was doubled on touchdowns he caught against Bama. And they still threw it to him. So I believe Michael Mayer's ability is at that level, just like a KD level. Like, he going to get his 35. We just got to worry about everything else. That's why to help Tyler, force feeding Michael Mayer in the middle of the field is going to help him. Because out of all the matchups teams are going to give us in man-to-man, they're going man-to-man Michael Mayer because they're probably going to bring a blitz on third down for us. Because remember, we're 60% running the football this year, in my opinion.
mm.
So there's going to be a lot of heavy sets, a lot of 3rd and 5s where we could potentially see some of that man pressure. That's Michael Mayer time. So if we can push his production or at least targets up, I think because he has the ability to be first round, he can handle it and make a bigger impact for the offense this year. Because I think we can also get spoiled by saying, okay, we got to get estimated rock all these times, Styles the rock, Lindsey the rock, Tyler's got to run his son, Michael Mayer. I think to start off being simple and being like, look, Michael Mayer, we're riding a dime with, and Styles on some deep stuff, and we're going to run the football. That's a clear mind for me. But having Michael Mayer have less targets and less attempts, I think it just wouldn't help the offense in general.
Yeah. Yeah. I look for Michael Mayer to the 90 catches, all of that. At some point, Notre Dame is going to be more dangerous if Lorenzo Styles takes a huge jump.
100%.
And he
100%.
can't take a huge jump with Michael Mayer getting 90 to 100 catches.
Yes, he can. Yes, he can.
Again, let me. If we're running the ball 60% of the times, and you think Lorenzo Styles is going to make a jump with Michael Mayer getting 90 to 100 catches, I don't.
We're saying jump from his last year, though. Last year, he barely was playing. He had some flashes.
Lorenzo Styles needs to have minimum 50 receptions. Minimum.
Oh, yeah. That can happen. 50 receptions through 13 games. That's like, what, 6, 7 catches or 6, 7 targets a game?
No. That's 6, 7 receptions. The targets are more because you don't catch every ball.
Oh, okay, but that makes sense, though. That's why I say it has to be simplified on the offensive scheme. Look, Braden Lindsey, you catching some flies and some jet sweeps here and there, but the main people touching the rock in the game is them running backs. Michael Mayer is the number 1 targeted receiver, and Styles is right there.
Facts.
You can say, okay, I'm gonna give Styles 10, around 8, 9 plays in the game that I'm calling without a doubt. He has the ability that in 9 plays, you can get maybe 2 touchdowns or at least 60-something yards.
And the truth of the
in them 9 plays.
The truth of the matter is you have to begin you don't have to show tight ends in the 24 and 25 class what Notre Dame is all about. No. It's already tight end you.
Yeah, we straight on tight end recruitment. We just cut on tape.
You have to show Ryan Wingo how many targets he can get in this offense. You got to show Ryan Wingo that he can get to the NFL first round in this offense. Something needs to happen.
But do we have to show much? We don't got to show much to our tight end because look at Tommy Tremble.
That's what
Tommy Tremble probably had.
But that's what I said. You don't have to show much for a tight end, but you darn sure have to show these wide receivers in the 2025 class that they can come get some targets and make it to the NFL.
We couldn't show Carnell that. That's probably why he didn't come to Notre Dame.
Point taken.
Because what game can you put on where a receiver was just like, oh man,
I'm killing.
That's their guy. They can't do nothing about that.
Right.
We ain't got one game like that.
Right.
Kevin Austin's best game was probably his first game where he caught a couple of them bombs.
Conversion against Virginia Tech.
Yeah, like it's nothing of a. Our receivers at Notre Dame live in moments. And because they live in moments, we can't get a Carnell. We'll have to get a guy like Rico Flores, which is fine because Rico Flores is a hell of a player. But Rico Flores isn't a technician Ohio State receiver either, where he just line up at the X and line up outside and just all type of moves and releases. That's not what I'm expecting our offense and our receivers to be like.
Yeah.
But for Michael Mayer, that's the one position on this team that's been most consistent, most productive from what has been asked, and
come back to me. There you go.
And you hear me?
Yeah.
And it's the one position on the field that can be asked for more from. We can ask for more production from that tight end group and that tight end room in the building. We just have been comfortable with the level of production because it's been great. They go into the NFL. They making some good numbers here and there that stand out amongst other tight ends in the country.
Mm-hmm.
But if we really wanted to power drive a tight end room, we'll treat it like 2012 with Tyler Eifert. We literally would be like, all right, Tyler Eifert, we're going to put you 3-by-1 by yourself and throw you go balls. That's the type of offense we need with Tyler Buckner and Michael Mayer because that's the biggest comfort on the team is Michael Mayer. You force feed Michael Mayer in situations because Tommy was there when it was called for Tyler Eifert. He was there when they single up Tyler Eifert in space. He was there throwing it to him. Yeah. So he already knows what a tight end centered offense looks like from the past game. And then you throw Lorenzo Styles in there as the play action deep ball guy, the quick screen guy, or maybe some post routes here and there. You got yourself an offense. You got yourself an offense right there.
Lucky Lefty podcast featuring Onora Whiskey, OnoraWhiskey.com. It's that premium American whiskey, OnoraWhiskey.com. And if you drink, make sure that you do drink responsibly, man. You know what time it is.
Petticoat, petticoat, petticoat junction.
It's time to get petty.
Oh, we did a good job executing.
Are you upset with something?
And fire up the Petticoat Junction train.
I just don't like you.
You don't?
No.
What is today's petty historic? Petty Junction.
Yep. Petty Junction, pettiest story of the day. Someone said, did something crazy. And we have to throw them on the petty train. Brought to you by Onora Whiskey. So, bro, as I said before, I teased a little bit earlier. Last night was absolutely
Yeah, it's kind of slow. Are you hearing me funny right now?
No, you're good. You're good.
Oh, okay. I'm hearing you.
Last night versus the pettiest thing was Mario doing this to Omarion at the verses right before they got started. So we had to put Mario on the petty train.
Yes, sir. Check 1, 2.
Oh man.
Hey, yo, hold on. Before we start.
You gotta do that? Okay.
I want to give my bro his flowers. You know what I'm saying? Bro is the first male artist that I knew in my generation to come out of a group and go solo and do his shit. Y'all make some noise for Omarion, man.
Thank you. Such great fashion, bro. And much respect to your journey.
But you know,
and everything that you've been doing, brother.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you got the mic. Oh, you going?
Oh yeah. I ain't playing with you. I ain't playing with you. Stop talking, man. Let's get this shit popping.
Wait, hold on. I like that energy.
Hey,
yo, wait.
First?
No, wait. I like that energy. Back up real quick.
Let's go then. Let's get it.
I like that energy, yo.
Okay.
But I was a fan of the group, and I thought y'all was going to do a reunion tonight. You ain't invite them, so I invited myself. Hey, yo, Biz, Fizz, Raz, Book, come out here. I like that energy, yo. I was trying to be on your I'm by the way, but nigga, you, okay.
What's up, fellas? Y'all all right?
Hey, look. Listen.
No, they did it.
Mario, you are super petty for that, bro. You are super petty for that. Mario has to go to petty training. By the way, he definitely won the verses. He crashed the party.
That has to go on Petty Train of the Year, Petty Train of the Year nominee right there, man. He just brought up his whole crew in uniform,
knowing they beefing. Yo,
what do you say? What do you say to that?
Nothing. Just
He's
start
just like,
the
what's
show.
up, fellas?
Start the show.
Start the show, bro. Start
the show, man. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in today. Come back. Malik's going to have some intel from Elite 11 next week, man. We'll have a guest or two. And we'll give you more information on the offense and how it's going to develop. We'll go to the wide receivers. We talked Michael Mayer and tight ends today. We'll go to the wide receivers as well next week. Make sure you spend it different today. Have a great weekend, man.